Care Ethics in Bartending, Law, and Society by John Kain, myself. Care ethics has its origins in feminist ethics, which was created between the 1980s to late 1990s to include the nuance and differences of female experience into ethical questioning. Previously, moral questioning had only included the perspective of white men as the universal experience, and it focuses on traditional female traits like relationships, responsibilities, particularity, and empathy, as opposed to traditional male values that focus on rules, rights, and universality, like those of deontological perspectives. Allows for unique perspectives with a wider scope of human interest and a more comprehensive understanding of human experiences. Uh, the ability to look and understand and rationalize other people's unique experiences and beliefs that you yourself do not hold allows for a greater ethical perspective. Feminist ethics not only seek to alleviate the ignored experiences of women, but the intent is to eliminate or at least ameliorate the oppression of any group of people, but most particularly women. Care ethics from feminist ethics. Carol Gilligan invented care ethics and defined that it develops in women in three stages. First, a woman exhibits a focus on caring for the self in order to ensure survival, which is accompanied by a transitional phase in which this mode of thinking about the self is as primarily as this thinking about the self as primary is criticized as selfish. Following this critical phase, a new understanding of connections between oneself and others leads to the development of a concept of responsibility. And this developed responsibility fuses with what Gilligan refers to as maternal morality, which prioritizes the care of people who are dependent or unequal in one's circle. These developments create the foundation for care ethics within women, and through their analysis can teach the important moral value of care. As Virginia Held states, without care, while care can exist without justice, as it may do within unjust family relationships, cannot exist justice cannot exist without care. Bartending is a service industry job that subject people to particularly alienating forms of emotional labor and feeling management on the job site. The primary cause to the large amount of emotional labor and self-exploitation in the profession of bartending is the fact that a bartender's primary income is tips. The prioritization of customer experience is necessary to persuade customers to provide large tips at their own discretion to ensure that a bartender meets their needs. It is not unique to bartending to prioritize guest experience, and it's not even unique to bartending to prioritize tips over all else. But the expectations customers have for bartenders is far stricter. Bartenders are expected to form immediate relationships with customers that may be in desperate need of emotion through feelings of isolation. And bartenders must have the care, empathy, and emotional intelligence to accommodate for and support the needs of customers who often go to bars for feelings of community or socialization. A lot of people who do go to bars want to escape things in their lives. And because of this want for escape, they want socialization. They want someone unaffiliated that they can talk to with an unbiased perspective. And this can have great mental toll on bartenders, especially when issues are very mentally taxing, such as abuse or rape or issues like that bartenders may be confided in, and it is their job to have the emotional intelligence to deal with these situations. Uh, Care ethics in law. Ira Shadna Sridhar of Cambridge University claims that there are two main applications for ethics of care within law. First, care ethics can introduce a new and helpful perspective to debates in jurisprudence. And second, through its application to a range of questions in doctrinal areas of law, such as family or medical law. Um, Care ethics offers a unique perspective in law, a belief that is largely related to Joan Toronto's work in Beyond Gender Difference to a Theory of Care, in which she introduces two key themes that apply care ethics perspectives into law. These themes are the need to change a moral point of view and the search for social and political institutions best suited for an ethics of care. Political institutions focused on care are those that uphold democracy due to these two principles being on the same side of the same coin. Or two sides of the same coin. Sorry. Basically stating that a democracy deficit is due to that of a care deficit. Progress in society is tied to the well-being of each person within it. So to create progress, people who are privileged must have empathy and care to have a moral point of view that creates progress. Care is something that humans as a whole handle, and is not something that comes naturally. To care about who controls the government, to care about justice, to care about laws and lawmaking, all things necessary to be an effective lawyer, all while being necessary to be an effective and impactful citizen in a democratic society, all these traits can be tied back to care ethics as a whole. Care ethics can apply to many areas of doctrinal law, but specifically family law, and this can be proven through evidence. Jonathan Herring wrote about the belief of the importance of care ethics within law and argued in favor of focusing the interventions of family laws on caring relationships rather than sexual ones. This care proposal rests on two conditions. First, that family law must promote valuable relationships, and second, that caring relationships are valuable in ways that other relationships, such as conjugal ones, are not. Care in relationships can be proven to be valuable when looking at relationship statistics for young adults. A large majority of young adults do not take part of hookup culture, believe it to be standard in peers and people of similar age range. And in the same group, 70% of young adults have struggled with the issue of casual relationships in today's society being a standard, and seek the guidance of lasting, loving, and trusting relationships built around care. This development in younger generations seeking care after the standard experience of casual relationships being a prevalent social norm within these groups, their seek for care shows inherent value in caring relationships over that of purely sexual ones. In today's society, misogyny, sexual harassment, and the complete lack of care or awareness about these issues are serious, and it continues to develop into younger generations. 87% of young women surveyed in the same survey about the loving relationships said that 87% have been sexually harassed in their life in one way or another. 76% of that same group went further to say that they have never been spoken about it or ways to handle or avoid it with their parents. And this goes beyond the struggles of women, but also shows that issues are ignored when compared with the 1 in 3 men that believe that men should be dominant over women in relationships, and 48% of young men believe that society has reached a point where there is no more double standard against women, enforcing these traditionally harmful and controlling values towards women in relationships. These issues continue to go further on the exploitation and the intentional ignorance of women's struggle through the application of care ethics. Feminists look to put light on these issues and experiences to allow society to progress with the common interest of all in mind, especially women. It is the duty of an elective representative in politics to care about the people's interests that put them in the place of that power. It is also the duty of a voter in a democratic society and election to have enough care to research the values, relationships, and history of the people that they seek to elect. Roosevelt, within the first 100 days of his presidency, launched the New Deal, with the help of Congress passing over 75 laws to address major unemployment, income security, food insecurity, and large government investments in people in their communities. It is standard to establish the tone of president's administration within the beginning of their term to ensure the people feel represented and considered in political decisions. And thank you for watching my presentation over care ethics and its applications in my life and society. Here is my About Me page. Here is my essay, and here is my works cited. Just to go over my About Me page, my name is John Kain, and I go by Jack to all my friends and peers. I'm currently at College of the Mainland, but plan to transfer to UT Austin or Texas State University for my degree in philosophy, so I can go to law school. Currently a bartender, but in my free time, I care for many plants and bonsai trees, and my pets as well, where I have dogs, cats, lizards, and snakes. I play a lot of video games and spend time with my girlfriend Valerie. This most recent semester at Com was very enjoyable, where I learned a lot and also built very good relationships with my peers and professors at College of the Mainland. Thank you.